So you're probably starting your SMA agency, whatever agency you're trying to set up cold email, and you kind of don't know where to start. So I wanted to do this video because that was me a couple of months ago. I didn't know what to start, where to do, how everything worked. So I wanted to do this 10-minute, 15-minute video showing some of the steps I've done. And I think this process works pretty well. I haven't seen like an end-to-end cold email tutorial, so I thought I would do one. So I guess getting it started, you're going to go to GoDaddy. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. You're going to buy a domain and you're going to choose a business name. And don't, overthink this. You're going to have a bunch of business names throughout your entrepreneur journey. You're going to open different business. Just go to ChatGPT, throw some ideas at it. I'm sure there's going to be something there that you're going to resonate with. And then from there, you're going to buy your domain. So I recommend you get the .com domains just for deliverability. They have a bunch of different endings there, like .vip, .agency, .net, or whatever. But go with the .coms, and then you can change your first kind of sentence right here. You see I did AI.business name, get.business name. This is what we've done, and I think it's the best way to do it, because you get domains with pretty clean look, and you don't get any weird endings like .vip or whatever. And each one of these is going to cost you 10, 15 bucks, but you only need 1, 2, 3, a couple of them, and that's for the year, right? So you're going to spend 15 bucks for a year, and you're going to have them for a long time. So doing a little bit of math here with the inboxes, this is where it gets a little trickier because I feel like people don't do it properly. But each domain that you bought that we just talked about, you're going to have 3 inboxes per domain. And each of these inboxes are going to send 30 emails a day. And each of those inboxes are going to cost you $3, $3.50, $2.50, around that range. I feel like if it's more, it's probably a little overpriced. We've used premium inboxes for a number of ours. I've also used cheap inboxes, and those two are pretty good. And this is kind of the infrastructure that you need to send emails. It's somewhat straightforward, but if you do it incorrectly, you're going to get your emails sent into spam. Your deliverability is going to be trash. Your domain is going to get blacklisted. So as long as you follow this, you're going to be in good standing. So this is how you get leads. So I feel like a lot of people overlook this. This is actually one of the easier parts of the system. Leads, there's an abundance of leads, especially when you look at Apollo and you use Apify to scrape them. And we're getting to make a little later how we enrich these leads. But from Apollo, I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. If you're not, you can create a free account, start poking around at it, create a search. After you have your search, you're going to grab the URL and go into Apify. Within Apify, you're going to be able to scrape 1,000 leads per dollar. So this is the magic of the system. Aside from Make, which we'll get into it a little later, but I haven't seen many people outside of our AI automation kind of bubble do this. So this is actually pretty cool, and that's why I want to do this video, because there's a few things that I think I could add value to. Because cold email has been done for years, probably decades, and there's multiple different ways to do it, but I think this is one of the better ways. So with Apify, you're going to grab all of your leads, you can have them into a CSV, which is just this format they have for data. So from there, you're going to go to Make, and I'll show you guys the Make scenario we have. And I'm far from an expert at this. And if you are in the automation space, I'm sure you're familiar with Make. That's how we kind of set our business and help others. So hopefully you've seen this before. But if you haven't, this is pretty intuitive. I mean, these are just drag and drop modules. You're connecting them together. You're giving your GBT the right prompts. So I'm going to show you guys how it looks here in our end. This is a user prompt. If you want to copy this, go ahead. You can pause the video. And this is your user prompt. This is just an example. And then following up on that example, which is our assistant prompt. Okay. And then from here, It's just the inputs you're going to get from your Google Sheet module. So if you're not super familiar with Make, do a couple videos online. I mean, I'm not a Make expert, far from it. Bryce is a lot better at me than this, but I set this up. I'm sure you guys could as well. It's pretty straightforward. You don't have to code. You don't have to be a web developer. None of that fun stuff. Okay. So after you run those leads through Make, you're going to create icebreakers, just like you did right there with those prompts. And then you're going to export all of that into Instantly. So this is the cool part, because this is where you can start playing with your sequences. You can start playing with your copy, when you're going to send emails, how many emails you're going to send. And Instantly is awesome. I mean, I think there's a lot of different platforms that you could use, but Instantly for $100 a month does more than we need. And the functionality, the UI, it's awesome. I mean, I'm a big advocate of Instantly. I know there's a bunch of different systems for this, but I would recommend Instantly, and you can launch your campaigns from there. So I will do a little walkthrough of how one of our campaigns looks. So this is the icebreaker we're just talking about. And this is an example sequence we ran for recruiting and staffing companies. And this is how it's going to look, right? So you're going to go to preview here. You're going to see that input that we got from your CSV. Once you export this into here, you can set up this variable. We set it as an icebreaker. And it's pretty personalized. And that's the whole idea with the system. You're going to use AI to personalize your messages and get way more open rates than you would with just a static message that everybody sends. And, with ad copy, I mean, we could spend hours on this. Just copy what I do. I mean, copy whoever's doing. Start trying with your offer, with your service, with your product. It's going to look different for everybody. So don't overthink this either. I mean, don't spend hours trying to optimize for this. It's just email, you're going to have multiple stabs at it. Like, we're going to send a campaign tomorrow. It's going to look different than this. So just keep trying. Something will resonate, and you're going to get a bunch of interactions from it. So these are just some of the numbers we've had from this last campaign we did a couple weeks back that we launched. We got about, how many is that? I'm not going to count all these, but 20 plus replies. And we actually got a meeting. We are actually speaking with the guy right now, and pretty happy with that. This is something you want to strive for. You want to get meetings from your emails so you can you can sell them your services or your product. It's pretty straightforward. And this is how you're going to do it. We actually paused this one because we're getting a bunch of bounces, and I think it's because we're tracking the open rate. So, I mean, pretty high open rate. You can see here with these emails we're sending, we got a couple replies, and we just started this a couple days ago. So these are pretty fresh, but I'll show you guys how it looks here on the sequence end. We went with the 2-step, sending after 3 days. Pretty straightforward, guys. I mean, don't overthink this. And this is our prompt. I thought I would do a little different. We went with company name, and then a little interaction they've had from the LinkedIn that the AI came up with, and wanted to run something by you, blah, 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 whatever offer, service, how you can fix their problem, what you're doing for them, how you can save them money, time. Pretty straightforward, guys. I mean, it's straightforward because I've done this for a little bit, but just keep it concise, keep it valuable. You don't want your emails to be so long to where you're going to have to scroll down. People don't have time. They don't have time to read your emails. So you're going to have to be straight to the point. The second one is just a bump, and we can do a deeper dive into my thought process behind this, but it's pretty straightforward. You're going to send one with a value prop, how you're solving their problems, why you're reaching out, something about them, which the AI will come up with. And yeah, that's the goal. The goal is to get people to meet and close them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll leave it at this for now. I know this was kind of like a high level overview, and I'll probably do a deeper dive into each one of these. But, I just wanted to make this quick video so you can get started in your automation journey, your SMMA journey, and start sending those emails, because cold email is the best way for you to start. And you could run ads, but you don't even know what kind of audience you're targeting. You don't know your offer that well. So this is a good playground so you can start dialing stuff in. And then after you've kind of figured out what you're doing, your offer's dialed in, you've run a few sales meetings, you know what people are resonating with, then you just ramp the hell out of this. You buy a bunch of inboxes, you buy a bunch of domains from GoDaddy. The leads are easy to come up with. I feel like a lot of people think that the leads are hard to come up, but this infrastructure here is kind of the costly one. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, I appreciate you taking the time and stopping by. Just wanted to do this since I think it's pretty valuable and more catered towards beginners that just want to get started and launch their agency. So if you made it this far, appreciate you. I want to see you guys win and keep going after it. Thank you.